Catherine Sines, I'm the president-elect of Rotary this year, and I'd like to ask Jim Ahern to come up and do the invocation.
Good morning, Rotarians. Please bow your heads. Our Father in heaven, we acknowledge your greatness and thank you for the many blessings of life, especially just now for the privilege of this fellowship and the worthy purposes for which we come together from week to week. As each of us pauses, make us mindful of the need of your direction in our lives. We pray your continued blessings on each of us in this Rotary gathering and on the nourishment for our minds and physical bodies of which we are about to partake. Amen. Amen.
Thank you. And next I would like to ask Joe Avella to come up and lead us in the pledge and the four-way test. Thanks, Joe.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning, Joe.
Please join me in the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And the four-way test of the things we think, say, or do. First, is it true? Second, is it fair to all concerned? Third, will it build goodwill and better friendships? And fourth, will it be beneficial to all concerned? Thank you.
Thank you, Joe. Songmeister. Dick Pearsall. Thank you.
Look who just blew in. That's the earliest my wife has gotten up on Rotary meeting that I can ever remember. But she didn't come. She's still at home. So let's try, after the speech last night.
You can get out of the basement now.
Oh, yeah. Let's try the grand old flag. I feel loyalty is a thing today. You're a grand old flag, you're a high-flying flag, and forever in peace may you wave. You're the emblem of the land I love, the home of the free and the brave. Every arm is true for the red, white, and blue, where there's never a boast or brag. But should old acquaintance be forgot, keep your eye on the grand old flag. Keep your eye on the grand old flag. Goodbye.
Awesome job. Next, I'd like to ask Chris Barker to come up and introduce any guests.
Good morning, Rotarians. It's great to see everyone today. Well, is she really here? Okay, well, I'm going to ask all right, thank you. Hudson Service Learning student to come join us and just introduce herself. She's going to be with us this month, helping us with the AV.
Good morning, Rotarians. My name is Abigail Gore, and I'm a senior at Hudson High School. I plan on attending Kent State University in the honors program next year with a major of international relations and a minor in business. I appreciate all that you all have done for our program and for Hudson High School and all of Hudson schools. So thank you so much for having me.
Thank you. Thank you, Abigail. And I just want everyone to know that I'm going to be placing a badge order for the gold badges. So if anyone has misplaced their badge or maybe their Rotary pin or you want a backup, let me know, because that way we can share in the shipping cost. I would say the badge price should run right around $14, $15, including shipping. So if you could see me today or shoot me an email today and let me know, what name and what, occupation type you would like underneath, that would be great. So thank you.
Thank you, Chris. Before we turn it over to the Gala Committee, is there anyone else that has any announcements or wants to share anything this morning? Okay, then Gail, would you like to come forward?
Good morning, Rotarians. And thank you, President-elect Catherine. We have a wonderful kickoff planned for you this morning. That we're going to tell you everything you ever wanted to know about the gala, why we do it, who our beneficiaries are, and what our expectations are of all you wonderful fellow Rotarians. This is the 33rd year that we have done fundraising. And as you can see, we have increased it every year. We have increased what we have been able to donate and what we have been able to contribute to our foundation. So we're very, very proud of that fact. This actually, you know what, I can't see that. This actually tells us the brochure that's in your packet, actually. So this is one side of it, and then I'm going to show you the other side of it. But this is like a sales piece for you when you're out soliciting for different donations to come. You are going to be able to refer to oh, thank you.
You can step away.
Thank you, yeah, so I can see it better. You can still hear me? Yes. Okay, thank you. Anyway, so we have, as you all know, an auction, both live and silent, and we usually have at least 200 items available for guests to bid on. Open bar throughout the evening, hors d'oeuvres that are past butler style, and we have a full course dinner, of course, including dessert. Menu hasn't been picked yet, and lots of socializing. So it really is kind of the event of the year. All of that for $90, same price as last year. Anyway, let's go to the next slide. And our featured beneficiaries are there. Gift of Life is a tradition with us. Does anyone have any questions about what Gift of Life actually is? Any newer members maybe wondering what it's all about? Oh, yeah, right there? Okay. Anyway. Gift of Life. Gift of Life is a program that we get involved with our district and Rotary International, and we are helping an underprivileged, usually right now we're focusing on Haiti, child who has a heart defect of some sort. And coupled with Akron Children's Hospital and other facilities, we are able to give life-saving surgery to one or more children. So we traditionally have donated $5,000 each year toward that cause. The Hattie Larlam Foundation, anyone not familiar with Hattie Larlam out in Portage County? There you go, Pete.
Trying to help you.
Okay. That is an organization for fundamentally underdeveloped children, mentally as well as physically, and they have a need for a special kind of humidifier. It's like a breathing device for them. So we got pricing on that, and we feel if our auction is successful, if our gala is successful, that we'll be able to purchase at least one, possibly two of those to help them breathe with their lung conditions. And then the last one, Hudson Community First, is an organization here in town, which is a nonprofit organization. We met with the co-leaders of that group, Cheryl Rauch and Laura Gasparo, and they're launching a new program this spring, and we are going to be the sponsor of that program. And it has kind of a long title. It's called What Every Senior Needs to Know Before Going to College. And this is going to be a workshop sometime in May that will help students understand some of the things when they get out of their little Hudson bubble, what to expect when they get to college. We're talking things like date rape, alcohol, all those drugs, of course, all those sort of things. Along those lines, I was with one of my granddaughters the other day, told her about this program. She's a senior, actually, in college. And I said, let's look back at your freshman year. What do you wish that you had known before attending college? And she told me some pretty horrible stories. This is at Miami, Miami of Ohio, about a freshman girl who died of alcohol poisoning this year. And other, she cited other incidents. There were 4 cases of date rape or assault in the last month on the campus of Miami. And I'm not trying to badmouth any one college, but it's your alma mater, I know. Anyway, so anything we can do to help seniors graduating from Hudson High understand the things they will be facing when they go off to college, we felt was a very worthy cause. So the committee is in full support of that. We also support the Boy Scout Troop 321. That's a tradition. Probably started even before Andy, wherever you are. Andy?
Right here.
Oh, hi. And we also, as you know, do about $12,000 in scholarships for graduating Hudson High School seniors. And then those illustrious people on the right-hand side are in full support of what we do. Our current president and mayor, Dave Basil, and Bill Wooldridge is not here today, but he's in full support. Beth Bigham is the only female on council. And Hal Desasor also very supportive of everything that we do. Councilman Dan Williams, of course. Yay! And our representative, Christina Rogner. So they were all very gracious to allow their little faces to be out there. This is just a little bit more about the heated humidifier for Hattie Larlam.
What is the price of that?
I think it was around $2,500 or $3,000. So if we have enough money, we could possibly purchase 2 of them. And then the gift of life. and then the college-bound, what every senior needs to know before going to college. There will be speakers at the workshop, psychologists, etc. So it should be, you know, we don't have a whole lot of details because it's a new program, but we are totally in support of it. Our beneficiaries from the high school, Dan and Catherine, are in charge of that, and you will start interviewing, or have you yet? The end of March, you will start interviewing candidates for that, and they need to be going to a Ohio college, right? Yes, one of the requirements. Lonnie Banner was kind enough to share some photos of different service learning events, and you know we're all very close to that class and support them, and Abby is here with us. We always have one of them volunteering to help with the video. And some of you may remember the Boy Scout cabin. We actually put a new roof on that, I don't know, maybe 5-6 years ago, and have been very involved with that troop as well. Where is it? The Hilton Garden Inn. We've been there the last few years. They're very accommodating, and it is Friday, May 19th from 6 to 10 p.m. The tickets are not tickets this year. That's one change. No paper tickets, like nothing to hold on to. But once you register online, you're done. You put your credit card in, and Joe is going to explain a little bit more about that when I'm a little bit later in the program. So no paper tickets, just your registration. And who's going to be involved?
All of us.
All of us, absolutely all of us. Some of these slides I pulled from last year to thank you, Donna. Team assignments. Y'all know who you are? You should have a copy of that in your packet so that you know who's on first and whose team you're on. And George is not here today. Joe, you're going to beat the bushes with your team. Doug isn't here. And Joe Avella is there, so he will make sure you all behave. And Roseanne is not here. Roseanne, huh?
Neil, there is no copy of that in the packet.
There is no copy of that in the packet. So sorry.
It's on the website.
It is on the website. Okay, thanks, Jay. This is a sample letter that will be going out shortly to potential donors. This is in your packet, correct?
Yes.
Jay, this is in your packet so that you know what is being mailed and so that you can follow up. And Jay will explain more about that. This is a donor form, also in your packet, so you can kind of track your results and your follow-up calls with your potential donors. This is a chart for Evan in particular, who is part of Schmutz Schmoozers. And as he contacts each one of those companies, he has a place here to put notes, you know, call back, what the results were, what the donation is, etc. Just a little tracking form. And this is the advertising letter. So there should be a copy of this in your packet as well. And this is telling people what the charges are. There will be a printed program this year. It's going to be much smaller because what we have found is a lot of people do not spend time looking through the program since we have gone online with this. So they have the ability to bid prior to the auction, and they have the ability to bid during the auction by looking on their smartphones. So rather than flipping through page after page. So the program is going to be much smaller, but the advertising can also be up on the website. So not only will the advertiser benefit from a printed program, but also up on the website and other things. And this is the form for advertising. Now, there is a committee that is doing the soliciting of the ads. We just kind of want you to be familiar so that if in soliciting a donor, it turns out that maybe they could be a potential advertiser as well. At least you know what the process is. Jay?
You know, I think it's important to ask people if they have an ad already prepared, like a quarter-page ad or half.
Right, if they have a digital ad already prepared, a good idea to ask them right at that point. Tom?
Who's running the ad effort?
No, Chris and Roseanne. Chris and Roseanne.
Or on the advertising letter on the bottom.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah, no, it's in there just as a support or a supplement for you. And this is kind of who we are, who these people are who've been working since last September on the gala. And by the way, committee, we meet again this Friday at noon at Baldwin House. But anyway, Ron is in California playing tennis. However, we carry on. And that's the entire group. And I would like to point out the three names at the bottom: Dan Filburn, Doug McDowell, and Jim Lang, all of whom are rather new members who have jumped on board, not only on the committee, but they've done an awesome job soliciting corporate sponsors. So big hand out to you guys. Only one is here to represent, but anyway. Jay supplied me with all of the, or some of the publicity articles that ran last year, and he is doing a phenomenal job. Apparently the first one for the gala was already in yesterday's hub, or today's hub, excuse me, which I haven't seen yet. But that's just an example of how heavily we promote this event throughout the community. And we do a thank you ad at the end to everyone who has donated a gift, advertised, corporate sponsors, etc. So this is a full-page ad in the hub. And this was from last year as an example. And that's who we are. And we thank you. So I'm going to ask Jay and Evan to come up, and they're going to go over some of the specifics in your packet. And then when they're done, Joe is going to explain. We're going to go on the website and explain exactly how you can register.
Thank you, Gail. Jay, you or me?
Want to do marketing first?
Yeah, go ahead.
Do you want to do here or at the move around?
I'll do here, yeah. Then you can have this to
Okay.
be in the all-man corner. Good morning. Great presentation. There's hardly anything left to recite here. But as usual, my task is marketing. And as you all know, marketing is a contact sport. So the left side of your kit contains the tools for your success in contacting prospects. And you've seen a little bit of it, so I'm not going to go into it in any great detail. But the first thing you have is the brochure. It tells the whole story, gives you an idea of what's going to happen the night of the gala, and the testimonials are great. And you'll notice in the testimonials, they all refer to community. I think that's our greatest selling point. We are helping the community. We are involved in the community. We are the community.
If people want more of these to hand out, or if people are there,
We have more.
We do?
Thank you. Just let us know. Yeah, I still have some.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. All right.
are they electronic?
So, yes.
That's a good idea. We ought to send that
Who
to
has that?
everybody.
Yeah, you want me to email it to you?
Yeah, that's a,
To everybody.
yeah.
Okay, it's,
All of the letters and the supporting materials should be emailed to them.
well, we'll just take care of that.
Good job, Gail.
But you still have
want
to
it-
make a personal call.
You want that in publisher or a PDF, sir? I know, PDF, okay.
Okay, the second piece you have on the left side is either last year's booklet or the year before, because we didn't have enough of the 2016. But again, this is a great piece to flash in front of a prospect, because on the inside cover, at a glance, you see all the sponsors. And then as you go through, you see the advertisers. There's nowhere else you're going to see the advertisers. And then, of course, you can see all the gifts that people have pledged. So it won't list those gifts this year, but I mean, this is the piece to sell with. The next thing Gail mentioned is the list of PR. And I wonder if we could pull up our website again, please. The website. You'll see. What I do, anytime I send something to the hub, I put it on our website, or Liz does right away. And yeah, see, now this is the one that appeared in the hub, I think Sunday, actually. Now, if you click on that, click on this right here. Yeah. Good, now scroll up. All right, a little more. Little more. There you go. These are some of the gifts that have been donated so far, and they're magnificent. You know, a yacht trip, use of a Corvette. This is out in Breckenridge. That's a ski-in, ski-out facility.
You have to beat the Macaulays on that one.
And on the bottom one, you have to beat me, because I won it last year. It is fabulous. The best fishing hole on the Allegheny River, fully equipped lodge. Very nice. And the last thing on the left side is this listing of everybody that participated, the thank you ad. This runs in the hub, and this is a good guideline, kind of at a glance, if you look down through here and make sure that we're covering everybody. But it lists the sponsors, and it lists the advertisers as well as the people that donate gifts. And of course, finally, we have the website. And anytime you can suggest to a prospect to go look at the website, they'll see the whole story right here in this article, and also see the pictures. So those are your tools. Go make the contacts. Thank you.
Thank you, Jay. And now let's go to the right side of the packet with Evan.
All right, thanks, Gail. Thanks, Jay. I want to get started this morning by mentioning that last year, Dick Pearsall set a goal for our group. That goal was $60,000 in gift value. So not necessarily what was bid on the items, but the fair market value of the items that we collected as a whole. So what do you think, Dick? Do you think 60 is doable this year? Do you think we can bump it up a little bit? What do you think? Andy?
65.
65, all right, $65,000. Absolutely. So I think we can absolutely get that done. A couple of items in your packet that I want to go through is the donor form. So we've customized those per the list of donors assigned to you. And we're going to be mailing out letters to each of those businesses on May 15th or May 13th, I believe, that Monday. Or March, rather. Thank you.
Scare me.
That'd be a little bit too late, I think. Yeah, March 13th, I think we're mailing those out. And one thing that I wanted to mention also, Lynn and I were talking. She pulled out one of her forms and said, hey, last year I called this company and the lady was about to chew my head off. She did not receive the call well. She didn't really want to participate. And in those instances, we don't want you to feel like you're selling to a prospect that you've called 10 times and is not returning your phone call. This doesn't need to be too salesy. So if there's somebody in your packet that you've been assigned in the past and you haven't had good success with them, or you just feel that you're not comfortable reaching out to them, please just connect with your captains today, preferably if you can, and just let them know. And what we'll do is we'll reassign that out so that this is a comfortable effort for everyone. On that vein, you know, these lists of donor assignments aren't that extensive, and all of you know a family member or a friend or somebody else locally that has a business. So if you can think of somebody that should be participating in the gala, feel free to just make a list of those, and again, give those to your captains. They'll pass them on to us. What we'll do is we'll scrub them against everyone else's assignments to make sure that we're not already reaching out to them. And then we'll go ahead and mail out a letter to them, and you can follow up with them. So feel free to work with your captain to chop down that list, add to it. And in terms of the donor forms, most of the stuff is pre-filled. If there's a new address, a new phone number, a new email, please add that on the form. We'll update our database with that. And if you need blank forms, what we'll do is we'll have blank forms up at the check-in table each week, so you can come in and grab a blank form if you have a new donor or if you lose one of those. Gift collection, we have until April 26th to get these gifts in so that we can get them on the website and make them available for bidding. We're going to have a table up at the front. It'll be really easy. If you have a gift, feel free to bring it in. Bring in the donor form for it and just set it on the table up there, and we'll collect them each week. To Andy's point about email, the information that's on that donor form, you know, we will email everything out to everyone, Andy. But also, if it's not on that form, send me an email. As long as I have all of that information, I'll be fine to put that on the website. Last piece, I believe, that I'll mention on the gifts, we're using Gesture. It's an online bidding platform. And what's cool about that is that we're able to highlight really awesome pictures of our gifts. So Christina Rogner, I think, gave you those awesome photos, and we have 17 different amazing photos of that condo in Breckenridge. So basically, you know, Christina probably wouldn't want a photo up there that's low resolution and, you know, not an attractive photo of her place. So when you're talking with people and collecting gifts, if they have a high resolution photo that they'd like to use, email that to me. My email information is on there, and we'll go ahead and use that photo directly. If they don't have a photo or they don't want to provide one, we'll find something. We'll make it work. We've got a great team of marketing experts here, so we'll go ahead and customize that if we need to. With that, does anyone have any questions? Liz?
Do we have a live ongoing list of all of the potential donors? So say I want to go to some random place that I know somebody at. How do I know that somebody else hasn't already reached out to them?
Absolutely, that's a great question. You can direct that all to me or to your captain. Just say, hey,
Isn't it on the thank you, the thing that was in the paper? Is that the whole list?
that's a comprehensive list of folks
Of
that
who did
gifted
donate.
last year.
Right.
So it's
There
not
may be other
100%
names, though, Jim,
assignment. Yeah.
that people have contacted, perhaps unsuccessfully. So I think that's what Liz is alluding to.
That's a great question.
Probably the right, because the captains don't have the comprehensive list.
Correct. But the captains could filter that right to me. So yeah, feel free to send me an email, call me directly, or reach out to your captain with any concerns.
Dan?
Yeah, question. So I'm assuming the contacts, our personal contacts, aren't made after that letter's out, right?
Correct.
I mean, I'm assuming that would be out there.
Yeah, that would be a best practice.
Any other questions
Anything
for
else?
Evan
Gift
specifically?
related? Dick?
Where does the money go for the tickets? I realize you don't have a ticket, but who takes the money for that?
That's a great question, and Joe is going to
Yeah.
go through all
We'll
of
cover that in just a minute.
Good faith, right into John.
Yeah, right.
Jim?
I want to remind, I've had a couple folks that said they're just tired of making a basket, they want to, and they said, well, we'll just give money. And they said, okay, that's fine.
Right.
It's even better.
Yeah, we'd take that.
And so that's, an option that you can say if they complain about, I don't want to get this gift together, I don't have anything or whatever.
$100
thank you.
donation or whatever would be perfect.
Can you also tell us the sponsorship? So $100 donations, great, straight to the bottom line. Can you give us some ballpark on what the sponsorship dollars are?
1,500?
For silver?
I believe that's all, everyone we have so far.
I know it's 1,500 for silver, that's all.
It's in the article.
5,000.
What?
Oh, 1,500 for silver. I think,
Yeah.
isn't it 5,000 for the platinum?
Correct. I'm just saying what we have so far, I think are all 1,500s so far. So not that we would turn down.
Last year, like, First National Bank was the
Right.
main sponsor.
And we paid 5,000 for that.
Yeah.
And then there were other ones.
And with that, you get the table.
A table for 10.
Collection of the gifts in the lobby each Wednesday.
Correct. We'll have a table. It'll be inside this room here, but it'll be up at the front by the check-in table. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Evan. And
Absolutely. Thank you. Let's go. 65,000. We can do it. Absolutely.
And Abby, if you click on admit one.
No, not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Okay, sorry.
Okay, thank you, Gail. Okay, so we're going to talk about how to register for tickets. And there's two ways of registering for tickets. One is online and one is by check, like we've done in the past. The preferred way is online. And if you go in at home or wherever, or you can tell your friends to do this, go to our website, which is Rotary20170301. And as Jay mentioned, the first story is about the gala. And if you click on Admit 1 to purchase tickets, it will take you to our gala website, which is sponsored by Gesture. And here you can do two things. You can purchase tickets. You can register to participate if you're not attending, or you can make a donation down in the bottom. So if let's just and if you want to make a donation, these are the numbers, or you can write in your number for a donation. Abigail, can we click on Gala Ticket? So when you go purchase tickets, it will take you to this ticket area. You can go hover over the 90, and you can see we have a corporate sponsorship at $1,500, a table sponsorship at $1,000, and some of our sponsors use that, like the Boy Scouts and things. But just click on there. I think you can put in two. Under 90, can you put in two? No, under 90, 2 tickets under 90. Yeah. So there you'll see on the right-hand side, we have 2 attendees. The price is $90. You'll owe $180. If we click on down, scroll down again to next or whatever, next. Yeah. And then it'll take you to, we're not going to go through all this, but it will take you to, you'll put in your purchase, your name, your email address, and your phone number. 3 things very important: your name, email address, and phone number. And then your mailing address, and it'll take you to, just like any other website, Amazon, it'll take you to your credit card. You'll put in your credit card. You'll have an opportunity to put in your guest's name. We ordered 2 tickets here. You'll put in the name of your guest, their email, or their mobile phone number. And so the reason why we're doing this, if you remember last year, we had quite a backup at the entrance. If you do this, you put in your mobile number. Gesture will have your mobile number. It'll have your email. It will have your credit card information. So you walk up to the registration guest at the gala. Yes, Mr. Snyder, I see you're already registered. You and Nora already registered. Please come on. Just confirming your mobile number. Yes, this is it. Join the party. And that's all there is. You don't have to give any information at the door. So this is the preferred way. We still have the old way. If you don't want to go in, or you get a check from your neighbor or whatever, Tom Page will be taking your checks, and he'll be giving you a little form on filling out some information: mobile phone number, email address, etc. And then Tom Page will go online and register you. But at that case, you won't have your credit card information, but it will at least have your contact information in Gesture. So 2 ways: online, by check, Tom is in Florida. He'll be back in the middle of March, and he'll start to take your checks.
Joe.
Yes. Oh, hold it. Tom?
Well, I just quickly, is Gesture the same outfit we used last year?
Yes.
Yes.
Bidding?
Yes.
So it'll be similar that way?
Yes.
Yes.
But they've done a lot of upgrades to their, this was not available last year, or they've done a
We're
lot of
learning
upgrades.
as we go, Tom, also. So we've tried to make some refinements to cut down the lines.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And we're really encouraging people to register online.
Well, if I remember last year, checkout was pretty smooth, wasn't it?
Checkout was
Oh, yeah.
very smooth.
That was a
Yes.
big improvement.
Yes.
So big improvement.
Yeah.
You know, previous years. Thanks.
Jay?
Jay?
I just wanted to mention, when you register for tickets,
Could
you
you
will
use
get
the
a
mic?
text.
Could you use the mic?
That's a good point.
Once you register online, you will get a text message from Gesture, and it'll say thank you for the gala tickets, and it'll give you a click-through so that you can, when you go back to look at what items are up for auction, you can just click on that. It'll take you to the site. You'll be able to review the auction items. So it's pretty slick.
Yeah, the other night I was in my my home office, and I registered online, and my wife was in watching TV. Of course, that's what she does. And and then I came back in, and she said, "Hey, I just got a notice. I'm registered for the gala." So she got a notice from Gesture, and that was like 10 o'clock at night, and then I got mine. So, any other questions about George?
Can you bid online in advance of the auction?
Yes.
Yes, but it's not open yet. Once we get all the gifts downloaded, you will receive a text message or an email that says the website is now open for bidding. Anybody that's registered, it'll probably be about 7 days before the gala.
Yeah, typically a week before, George, because obviously we want to have as many things up there as possible. Any other general questions?
Hey, Joe.
Yes,
I want to
Phil?
correct something. When your wife called in, she didn't report that. She said to you, you were talking to her and
Yeah. Well, we won't go into that. Yeah.
Hey, listen, she's one of our highest bidders. You better not be picking on her. Anyway, Chris.
I have a general question. Can people that are not registered for the gala participate in the online bidding?
You mean if they're not going to attend?
Yes, if they're not going
Yes,
to attend.
good point. Yes, they can.
Like a family member would tell me you might be interested in.
Right. It could be a family member out of state or a friend or whatever.
Yeah, if you remember when that first page in Gesture, it says, not attending,
Okay.
register here. So when the gifts come up online, if you're not attending, you could register, put your credit card in, and you can bid before or during the gala.
Thank you.
Good question, Chris. Thank you. Last year was the first year, as you all know, that we went with online bidding with the website. And I have to tell you, the committee was really nervous about all of this. You know, this is a major change, and the average age of our attendees, you know, we're taking all that into consideration. We made more money last year than we ever have in the past. So it clearly increases the revenue. Jim?
I couldn't make it last year. I was doing it from home, and it is ridiculous. You're on there and immediately someone jumped right over me.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not going to keep running back. I mean, some people keep going out there, but.
And they hover,
right?
you know.
So it's pretty slick.
Yeah, in case all of you didn't hear it, but he was bidding online, unable to attend because he was out of town. So it's really, really very cool. Any other general questions at all? Does everybody know what team you're on?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah? Yeah? You all got your folders? The deadline for collection of gifts was April what?
26.
April 26th. April 26th. Does it say? Oh, we'll be bugging you every week. Count on it. And we will email. Oh, he's gone. Andy, what do you want emailed? You want the brochure emailed? What else would be helpful?
He asked for the letters also.
The letters, copies of the letters, okay. We can do that. I mean, I don't want to bombard you with stuff you don't want. either. We'll email as much as we can to everybody. Yeah. The invitations we didn't talk about. Oh, right. Okay. Excuse me. What is really, really nice is you have the ability, you should have what, are there 5 or 3?
2 in each packet.
2. There's 2 in each packet. Okay.
But we have extras.
But we have extras, and the idea is that you would invite friends, business associates, or whatever to attend, and there's a response card in there, there's an envelope, etc. So it's really a nice touch to kind of be a little more personal about it. So maybe you could put a table together of 10 by sending out invitations to your friends as well. And that was thank you to George Schmutz for printing all of that for us.
It also allows you to send in a donation.
It also allows you to send in a donation. Exactly. So we're trying to cover every base. Oh, and one other thing we're going to do this year, just as an FYI, because we are so supportive of service learning, we are going to send invitations to all of your parents, Abby. And so we have the complete list and their mailing addresses. So all of the service learning moms and dads will be getting an invitation to come and support the gala, which in turn helps support the service learning class. So that's a nice little touch that we're adding this year. Yeah, any other questions? Okay, well, thank you all so much. If anything is confusing, feel free to ask any of us on the committee, particularly Evan when it comes to the gift intake. Yeah, point to Evan. He's it. He's the high-tech guy. Anyway, thank you all very, very much.
Thank you, Gail. I just want to tell you that I've been on that committee. We've been meeting a couple times a month on Fridays, and everybody's excited. And it isn't just 1 or 2 people. Looks like Evan's doing everything, but he's not. He does a lot, but the committee has probably 10, 12 people now that meet every 2 weeks, and everybody at the last meeting we had, Gail was going to be out of town, and she was organizing stuff, and everybody's going, all right, I can do that. I'll do that. I can do that. And she just sat there kind of looking like, wow, because everybody's excited. So I just want everyone to get excited about it. It's going to be fun. And my husband's already waiting to start bidding. He keeps saying to me, when's thing? We haven't even started yet. Stop. But he's excited about, he doesn't like to lose the product. So and while we were sitting here, I just bought my 2 tickets while you were talking. I just went out there to make sure it was that easy, and it did. I went out and just bought them. So it's easy. I'd like to thank everyone that helped today. Thanks to the greeters. I know it was Pete and Clint, right? You guys? And I'm trying to teach them to be huggers. They are trying to work on that. But, next year that's going to be a criteria. You're not just a greeter, you're a greeter-hugger. I'm kidding. Thanks to the audiovisual group that worked today. I don't think Den was here. Tom Tobin, James Field, Ron Barnhouse. Thank you. And Abby, thank you. And thank you for speaking this morning from Service Learning. And we have the Rotabuck. Hey, Ben, there's extra money in here. Is that?
I just threw some money.
Do you want to change it or no?
Yeah, I'll get it later.
Okay. Do you have a ticket, Clint? Okay, you want to keep coming? And they're going to hate, everyone else will hate you, but that person.
Last 4 numbers, 9019.
Woohoo! It's good to set with the person who's calling the numbers, I guess. I think you're going to get a little more than that. It's 9, but I think we get part of that. I don't have to lift it very high for her. Nope, not today. Thank you. How much was it that you missed?
290.
290?
Oh, thank you for telling me what I missed.
And what she missed was $290. So there is no quote today, unless someone has a quote they want to join. I'm excited about the gala and hope all of you are. It's going to be a great event. Have a good week, everyone. Thank you.